SBCs are one of my favorite ways to make coins in FIFA 22, but unfortunately it doesn't always work out well. Sometimes you'll spend time buying high rated rare gold players for an SBC, and because the SBC is so desirable, those high rated gold players can be very expensive, and by the time you finish the challenge, because it's down to a variable reward, you just get unlucky. This is exactly what happened with me when I was going through the Icon SBC and also some of the Foot Hero SBCs that we had right at the beginning of FIFA 22. I end up spending a lot more than what the reward is actually worth. That's why in today's video, I'll be going through some of the SBCs that you can go through which will always give you profit. Before we do get into the video though, if you're looking to get some very easy coins, then there is no better place than Mule Factory. Head over there to get yourself some cheap, fast FIFA 22 coins, completely reliable, and if you use Fnatic5 at checkout, you will also get yourself a 5% discount. Link can be found in the description down below. And getting back into the video, for a lot of SBCs out there, it is dependent on luck. It's luck whether or not you get a pack worth substantially more than what the SBC is worth. But there are some SBCs out there which we can also get on a regular basis where you can complete them for a lot cheaper than what the pack reward is worth, giving you a very high chance of you being able to make profit from them. In fact, for every single one of the SBCs that we're going through today, I haven't made a loss on them. They've either given me a lot more players which I can just use again in the future, or in every other situation, I've been able to make tens, potentially even hundreds of thousands of coins in profit. These SBCs have been so good that there are players out there that would just farm accounts. They'll create a completely new account, go through just these SBCs, and after completing, they'll try to transfer the coins to their main and then delete the account to go through it all over again. So let's actually go through some of the SBCs that you should be looking out for. Firstly, you should definitely take the time to complete the Hybrid Nations, the Hybrid Leagues, and the League and Nation Hybrid SBCs. These are 3 different categories, and even though they could be some of the trickiest SBCs to finish, they're also definitely worth it. These challenges are available all year round. They don't have an expiration date. And because they are available all year round and because they are so profitable, there are loads of people submitting teams. You can actually go onto sites such as Footbin or Footwiz and you can see other players who have already completed these challenges and submitted teams. So you can just find the cheapest one there and copy it, player for player, and submit that player to actually finish. There are some teams which require you to have loyalty, so you either need to pack some of the players or you can just go into a squad battles match and forfeit 10 games in a row. But with the amount of time that it takes for you to go through these, even though it can be tedious work, by the end of it, it's definitely worth it. Ever since FIFA 17, which is when SBCs were first added to Ultimate Team, these Hybrid Nations, Hybrid Leagues, and League of Nation Hybrid SBCs have been added every single year. And there's not been a single year which I haven't made profit from them. And with FIFA 22, it's even easier because players are extremely cheap. So even once you get to the challenges which are slightly harder and it should be more expensive and also more desirable because of the reward that it gives, you can still complete it for less than 10,000 coins. And some of these challenges will give you coins as a reward, which is guaranteed. Plus on top of that, you'll also be able to get pack rewards, which is likely that you're going to get something good out of it. The next SBC that you're always likely to make profit from is the Marquee Matchups. Marquee Matchups get released every single week, and even though they're not what they used to be, it used to be a massive challenge which every player used to get involved. This time around with FIFA 22, because we've had loads of Marquee Matchups now, the hype just isn't there as normal. It is very easy to finish. The challenges themselves really aren't too difficult, with there being 4 different teams, and the first team that you actually go through is very easy. Normally it requires you to actually have a rating of around anywhere between 70 to 75. But then once you get to that final team, it requires a rating of 80, which is still not too difficult within FIFA 22. Remember that most gold players within the game go for their minimum, so it makes things extremely cheap. Out of it, you will be able to get a variety of different packs, with there being player packs where you can get gold, silver, and bronze players, but there's also other types of packs which are a lot better, especially once you complete the whole Marquee Matchup. All 4 teams, you get the overall reward. With this one, it's unlikely for you to get something amazing within that final pack, but it is extremely likely that with some of those lower packs where you get bronze and silver players, that you will be able to make a lot of coins. You will be able to get silver players which could go for 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 coins plus, and this will pay back in some cases for a whole team. It's also fair to say that with a lot of players that are required to complete this challenge, you may already have them within your club. This is because you're going through division rivals, foot champions, squad battles, and even foot draft to go and claim different types of rewards where you're getting these players. These players can very easily be used for these types of teams, making it extremely cheap for you to be able to go through. In most cases, I'm able to complete these marquee matchups without spending a coin, but even if you do need to spend a coin, it's not a problem, you're still likely to make profit from it. The next SBCs that you're likely to always make coins from is the League SBCs. Now, each League SBC is slightly different, and they all have a different expiration date, given a constant rotation of different challenges. But it's likely that you will be able to make coins from every single one of them, as long as you do it in a certain way. For a lot of the cheaper SBCs here, you can actually just go for the bronze pack method, and it's likely that you'll be able to get bronze players that could be used for these challenges. The leagues that you want to focus for is anything outside of the top 5 major leagues. So typically Premier League, Liga, and Serie A, Bundesliga, and La Liga are the most expensive leagues to go through, but the other types of SBCs that are available have less desire. There's less people actually looking at them to go through, making the players for those leagues cheaper, plus also for a lot of those players, they're bronze or even silver players. What I tend to do is go through the bronze pack method and use whatever bronze players that I get to finish those cheaper leagues. And once I claim the rewards for those cheaper leagues, I can then use them for the more expensive leagues. And this is the method that I've been going through. Yes, you are correct that at the end of the day, it is a pack reward, which does give us a variable reward of if we're going to be getting something good. But very similar to the marquee matchups, with some of those cheaper league SBCs, it gives you bronze and silver packs, and those players are slightly more expensive than your common gold or even some of your cheap rare gold players that you're able to get from those gold packs. Actually works out being a lot better for you. And with the gold players that we're able to get from those cheaper leagues, they can be used for those more expensive leagues a lot later on, which gives us even better packs, and that's where we're more likely to go and get something good. But even if you don't get anything good, we need to remember that all of this started by opening bronze packs. We were going through the bronze pack method. The barrier to entry here is very low. You don't need to have a lot of coins, but it could lead to you having huge returns, especially if you do things correctly. And the final way for this video to always make profit through SBCs is looking for upgrades. Now, upgrades are slightly different as you have a lot more options, plus also the rewards are untradeable, but they do still have value. The upgrades that I'm on about specifically here are those under the bronze upgrade, the silver upgrade, the gold upgrade, the foot champions upgrade, and then there's also some other ones that we get during different promos. This will be your 78 plus, your 81 plus, your 83 plus, as well as there are a few other ones. Pretty much anything that requires an upgrade where you're guaranteed to go and get a certain quality of player for submitting something that really isn't too tricky to do, they are definitely worth going through. Because they're untradeable, it does feel like EA are more generous. They're more likely to go and give you a good player that you can use within your team or within a future SBC. I've had more good players within my club currently from these untradeable packs than any other type of tradable pack that I've had before. Some of my favorite ones are player picks. Player picks where you have the option of 1 of 3 players that you can use after completing an SBC. And what's really nice about these is that they are repeatable. You can continue to go through them, and normally they require you to have either cheap rare gold players or cheap common gold players. Whenever there is a major promo and these SBCs get released, it's definitely worth going through them, clearing some of the stuff that you have within your club, just so that you can have the chance to get some good players. And it's likely that you will get something good. And yes, going back to our previous point, they are untradeable. So yes, you're not able to go and get the coins from these types of players, but that still doesn't mean that they're not valuable. You can actually use them for different types of SBCs, and that's exactly what I did recently. I managed to go and get loads of these different untradeable packs, and during Team of the Year, I got extremely lucky to go and get quite a few honorable mentions. In some cases, I managed to go and get duplicates of players that I already had, and it made sense to me to then use those types of players to then go through other types of SBCs. This is where I managed to go and get Benzema 4 separate times, and 3 of those Benzemas were used to go and complete the Varane SBC. Actually completed the Varane SBC for about 150,000 coins because all the other players that I had which were used, they were untradeable. They were from untradeable packs. And despite doing all of that, I still had players left over which was used for the different types of icon SBCs, which gave me other types of icon players. Now yes, they weren't great, but all of this came from something that was free right at the beginning because I didn't pay a penny initially to go and get these different players to use for the upgrades, and then once I got those upgrades, I got even better players out of them, which did lead to them being duplicates in some cases, such as the Benzema, so that Benzema was able to go and get me Varane for extremely cheap. It wasn't free, but a lot cheaper than what everyone else was paying. Plus on top of that, I was able to go and get icons for free, which I didn't have any in my club anyway. But anyway guys, here are 4 different SBC types which you should definitely be looking out for, and every time that they do show up, you should definitely be using, because it's likely that you're always going to be able to make coins, profit, or even have some other value from them. If you do have any questions about anything, then please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. But anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going to see ya.